What? The Yatagarasu didn't escape the door wait, what? Through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace, wall, and into the next room over. Now do you see? If Yatagarasu had escaped into this next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Shina. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Shina? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the 1K saw in the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one who she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Koshin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shut your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Shina. After that, you came back around to place K under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make K look like a bad guy when you're a suspicious one, pal! Mina is not part of the Yuri harem, no. Shina?
Yes, you can quit laughing now.
Okay. That laugh. I remember that irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be. But it has to be. Shina, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. But it was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yeah, Tenno is the Yuri protagonist, not the harem protagonist. Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country are really all so strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I am taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier has been nothing but mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you do not, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me, I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here's your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Baba was used recently. That will be the testimony because he's just burned it. What?
Take that!
I'm sorry, but this is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes, according to the Ambassador Palaeno's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Koshin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Palaeno said he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? Well, the answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went to the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movements of the ashes that were in Mr. Koshin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny, ashes as proof. Are you allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course. Why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This is really just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. Go look up. Ow. Ow. That was weird. Yeah, Felix tried. I mean, let's interrogate the parrot. Yeah, it was just like I had this like sting of pain in my abdomen, and I have no idea why. Yeah, the parrot will live in infamy. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this a last testimony and wrap this absurd case up once and for all. In my eyes, all you prove is that the rotating fireplace was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Koshin's office. And there you have my counter-argument. That's very impressive. Just seeing through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. Yeah, she is something. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite some time now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the room to let with it. Feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But I... Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off it. This chase you're running to catch, you must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right, I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like the lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Shina, please. Show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry. If this was a deciding match, you'll see. I'm sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Shina, shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. So, the problem with this testimony is though that the fact that we didn't find anything suspicious in Mr. Koshin's office is is a suspicious thing. So there is a very simple thing over here. Because we know for a fact that the fake counterfeit bills were burnt in here. Actually, let's press this one.
Hold it.
So, you really didn't find anything? Yes, as I said, not a suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasu's key and a document detailing the smuggling operation, but we still haven't found a blade that belongs to the Ablaze knife underneath it. You see, my subordinates worked very hard to investigate everything. So, there was nothing else to find, alright? Wow! Agent Langs really sticks up for his people. Langsu says all men are brothers, and friends become family. So you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too. That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Lang, you will know that the black sheep in your family. So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace passageway? No, I haven't found any yet. Then what are we going to do? There's no need to worry, because there is a loophole in this multiple agents argument that we can exploit first. The one in charge of the Ablaze investigation was not Agent Lang, which means that the Agent Shinan is in charge. It's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence we found. If there's one thing I do know, is that someone tried to hide this from us. Okay, so we have a bunch of counterfeit bills. Where are they? Over there.
Objection!
You didn't find anything suspicious at all. I highly doubt that. But I didn't. You can even ask the other men. I don't need to, for I found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Koshin's office, there was signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What in the... That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by the machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in that room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, so there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence anyway.
Objection!
Speaking of things that your Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is evidence. Very well. And we have the wire.
Take that!
I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is this supposed to mean? A length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you what, we found this inside the Ablaze embassy not long ago. What? We even found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Koshin's office. You found that at the scene of Mr. Koshin's murder? So, I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see? Alright then. I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other input agents worked under the command of Agent Shina, and is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the third floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we have come to see that Agent Shina was only pretending to be investigating Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location. The location Agent Shina is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Koshin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use in there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe. Yes sir, I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. Hey, Miss Edgeworth. Do you really think that Mr. Shina is the Yatagarasu? Yes, if my logic is sound, then I believe she is. Then, I'm not going to get her let away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you prove that she is the Yatagarasu in question? If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping that you'll find? I'll just say this, I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? As if that detective has a brain for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing, I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu. And what did you find out by doing that? First, it is possible for the person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that going through there, his coat was coated in ash and Bumblebee's ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things you have found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Miss Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, that possibility does exist. Agent Shina, where were these pieces of evidence? Were these pieces of evidence not in the room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
Hold it!
These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation, but if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say, let them look at your stuff, Shina. Lang? Shina, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which of Agent Shina's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Well, the coat, of course, because we have some ink on it. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir! It appears that you managed to stain your coat rather badly, Agent Shina. The Yatagarasu that Kay saw was wearing a coat, and I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. And what about this dark substance in the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with such from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that I got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can. How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat, this is exactly the piece of evidence that I was searching for. I have been hoping to find a coat that the person in case I was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace was solely a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy with the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that's solid the hem of this
Burn
coat.
it!
Huh?
Burn it!
Take that!
Bubbly ink? Yes. This is what will prove that the coat went through the fireplace. Yeah, Pyro Tenho. She's a pyromaniac. According to Ambassador Palladino, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink on the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bubbly's ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished quite yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Bubbly's ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do. And I intend to show it, but it is ink in a few seconds. How? Oh, how, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, then allow me to show you. This is how I'll prove that the dark substance on the coat is Bubbly's ink. We're gonna find out whether that is Bubbly's ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that Bubbly's ink? Yes. If you would please cut a section off of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Shina, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning on wearing it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Ah! I got some matches! I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs! Okay then, if I can please have one, Kay, we can get this experiment underway. That flame is the same color as a flame flames with crystal oil produces, which means Bubbly's ink is a product of wet crystal oil, and when it is lit, the ink produces green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing. Miss Shina, you're the fake Yatagarasu. The one who killed my father. It's about time you came clean, Agent Shina, or should I say, Miss Callista Yu? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? I have to get into character, you know. But yes, I do. Eyebrows are expressions. And I'm very aware of the fact that I'm doing so. Callisto you. I've never heard that line before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed one bit in 7 years. You're the detensatory that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to land a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true, ugly form to the world. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? I do. It's the something the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us the last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay. For we'll finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this and clip the Yatagarasu's wings for good. Because we have misused perfume.
Take that!
This perfume will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. It belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is a bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Brian Faraday, that if stored under right conditions, fingerprints can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. We can clear up everything if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Shina. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? I'm gonna stop here. It looks like you have seen through me yet, right through me yet again. Oh, you're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto you. So, you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than that time 7 years ago. Shina, you're... Lad, I really enjoyed our time together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So, you're a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone has been feeding them Intel and Interpol all this time. Ah, very good. Maybe you're not such a big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto you. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu. That's right. Callisto you is just one of my many names. But even that's just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief, Yatagarasu. Callisto you. This time you won't escape, for it's the end of the road for you. Now, come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might never have known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Okay, don't. You. I'll never forgive you what you did to my father.